Jai Hind all, this is Assistant Professor Gagandeep Singh from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. This is a lecture series on analog signal processing, and today's topic is delay equalization. Till now, we have discussed a number of filter designs. We have discussed different type of filters. We have discussed different number of filter design parameters, and we have constructed some of the filters depending upon those parameters. But till now, whenever we have designed a filter, that filter was designed by concentrating only on the magnitude response, which is given by T magnitude, T j omega magnitude or Ts magnitude, a magnitude. But there is another component in the response which is called a phase response, and that is important when we discuss about the delay, because phase is related to delay. How they are related we will discuss little later, but phase changes will give the delay, and phase is dependent upon the frequency also. So whenever there are a number of frequency components present, for example, when we are talking, there are a different frequency component present, and the different frequency components have a sharp transition between the different frequencies. For example, words A and F, when they have different frequencies, and when they are spoken, they will have different frequency component that will be there. So if we want to reconstruct the signals without distortion with the same frequency component, then we want to have the same different frequency components discrete from each other. Here in this whole chapter, the chapter that is going to start is for the equalization, is we will discuss how to design a filter with the magnitude that we are concentrating previously, plus how we can make a delay which will be constant, because we cannot eliminate the delay, but we can make the different frequency components delay constant, so that all the components are delayed equally. So delay equalization is that process of making all the delays equal. So we can say that delay equalization is a process of creating constant delay in the passband. All the components that are passing through the filter, they are delaying with equal delay. That is known as the delay equalization. So let's suppose we have a fifth order Butterworth filter whose response is, we know that it has somewhat like this one. We have discussed it in the second unit. So this Butterworth filter has different delays. This is delay versus frequency. So different delays with different frequency components. Initially it has small delay, and when it reaches to the higher magnitude, there is a more delay which is at the other frequency. So there will be a different delay with the different components. Now when we have different frequency components, they will vary different delay. For example, E and P will have almost a nearby delay, but A and E will have different delay. A and E, they will have different delay. So when we will discuss A and E, their delay will make overlapping of the two consonants or two vowels or the two words that I am speaking, or the two frequency components will be overlapped to each other. So this will create a problem. Now delay equalization means whenever I speak A or E, they will be shifted equally, they will be delayed equally, so that they do not overlap and they can be extracted easily. How we can do? We have we will create another filter or another circuit which is known as equalizer, whose delay response is like this one, and we will add the two delays, delay of the filter, desired filter, plus equalizer filter. This will give, now whenever we add up, here the values will added up and it gives this value. Here the value of this value, this equalizer delay is lesser, but this delay is more. So when both are combined, this gives the delay of this value. That means as the delay of the main filter is increasing, the delay of equalizer, designed equalizer, will decrease. As a result, the total delay will be a constant delay. So the total delay will be constant and the total equalization will be created. So this is the purpose, and this is the way how we make a delay constant using equalization. Now, so we can say that the delay equalization procedure is by using some equalizers in that equalization process. So for example, in the case of filter applications, we choose some magnitude response. We find out all its poles and zeros such that we do not consider the delay variations. Then we consider the delay variation with frequency, and then it is reduced for the value of q, for a particular value of q. Now another thing is that delay is a strong function of filter order n, that we will see later on. But with the change in the delay filter or filter order, main filter order n, the delay will be changing. So that's why first of all we will consider the magnitude response, then we will work upon the delay. So delay is a strong function of n. How they are changing, where delay equalization is fulfilled by cascading the all pass filter with unity gain, so that the main filter's response, magnitude response, do not vary or do not get affected. So how we will do, we will have a main filter and we cascade in all pass filter with this. This all pass filters has magnitude response, magnitude of unity. So this filter is unity magnitude, and phase is varying with frequency. Phase is varying with frequency. As we have seen in the previous slide, that this is all pass filter. Its magnitude is 1, but when we discuss its delay, it is varying with the frequency. As the frequency varies, its delay is changing from the higher value to the lower value according to our desire. So for equalizer, we add all pass filter, we cascade all pass filter with the main filter. The all pass filter has delay of 1, magnitude of 1, and the phase is varying with the frequency. Now let's look into this whole scenario. We have a main filter with all pass filter. The overall response of this whole block is V out by V in, or the two filters are cascaded, their magnitude responses will be multiplied. So it will be TMJ omega into TAP. TAP is the all pass filter response. So if we say its magnitude response, it's Tj omega magnitude and into the phase, which is e raised to power minus j into theta m into omega. Similarly, for all pass filter, we have magnitude multiplied by its phase. The phase is e raised to power minus j theta all pass into omega. So these are the magnitude response, and so we know that this magnitude response has value of unity, as we have discussed here. So when unity is multiplied by the main filter's magnitude, it gives the main filter's magnitude, and these two are exponential raised to power some values, those will be added up. So this will be giving e raised to power minus j omega d main filter's phase response plus the all pass filter's phase. So both will be added up. Now what is the conclusion from this one is that the phase will be same, magnitude will be same, and the phase will be added up. The phases will be added up. So the phase will be added up. So how we can delay? What we can infer from here for the delay? Delay is the negative derivation of the phase. Delay is the negative derivation of the phase. Here phase is main filter plus all pass filters phase. So if you put the value of theta from here, it is negative of d by d omega of theta main filter plus theta all pass filter. So if we divide it in the other ways, taking some manipulations, it gives d theta m by omega by d omega minus of d all pass by d omega. So we can say that this is the delay of this whole is the delay of the main filter, that is dm omega, plus this is the delay of all pass filter. So this is delay of all pass filter. Now what we have main filter whose delay is constant. We have designed a main filter, its delay is now constant, and we want an output delay which should be constant. So what we need to have all pass filters delay such that both the main filters when added up with this all pass filter give a constant delay. So the all pass filters delay can be found by the main filters delay subtracted from the delay that we want, the constant delay, desired delay. So this is important equation to design an equalizer response. That means we will design an equalizer, an all pass filter whose delay is given by this value. Right. So we have this. This is important, but one thing to be again noted, that even though all pass filter has omega in its frequency, that means this equation is dependent upon the frequency, and it do not holds for all the frequency. It do not holds true for all the frequencies. But we can again take some approximation to have the desired band frequency range. So for the wider frequency range, there will be a smaller error. If we want a smaller error, delay error, then all pass order should be increased. Order has to be increased so that we can have a wider range of frequency with a smaller delay error. This can be provided by giving equal to unity for the all pass, magnitude of the all pass filter equal to unity. We know that the transfer function of all pass filter is such that the numerator and the denominator are the complex conjugate to each other. So if we have ns by ds, a general form of numerator and the denominator, then we can see that the numerator is the negative of the denominator. So we can write it as d of minus s divided by d of s, where ds is the denominator. So also we know that the pole pattern and the zero pattern for the all pass filter, because the numerator and denominator are equal and complex conjugate to each other. So zeros and poles will be mirror image of each other. So if we say first order, it will have one pole. Where the pole is there, the zero will be the complex conjugate to that. Or we can say that it is a mirror image of the poles from the origin. For the second order, we know that its complex conjugate will be mirror image of these one, and they will be at some distance, let's suppose minus a to origin. So it will be plus a from the origin. For the third order, we know that the poles will be, one pole will be at origin, one pole be at origin. If I remind you, for the odd, there will be one pole which will be at the origin, and other pole will be not there. So there will be three poles there. For the odd, for the even, no pole will be on the origin line, original axis. So no pole be at the axis for the even, and all other pole lies on the left side of the plane. And the zeros will be complex conjugate to each other, so they will be mirror image of these values. So delay equalization is accomplished in the two ways, two steps. First, we design the filter which is with the required magnitude response, let's suppose Tm, j omega. Then we calculate the delay of that main filter, which is dm. Then we cascade the first and the second order all pass sections which can eliminate the delay variations, or which can give a total delay as constant delay. So in this way, we can design the total delay equalizer cascaded with the main filter to give the desired response, which is not desired as only in the magnitude, but also in the form of the response in the overall delay. So we can revise that the delay equalization can be accomplished in a given frequency limit by the two steps. One is, first of all, we will design a Tm main filter with desired magnitude. Then we will calculate Dm, which is also function of frequency. Then we will cascade this. We will cascade a all pass filter whose magnitude response is 1. That means that T all pass j omega magnitude response is 1, but its delay, all pass filter has delay is equal to delay of main filter minus delay of main filter, right? So in this way, when we cascade this thing, we will have a delay equalizer whose response will be the desired magnitude response, and delay will be a constant given by d naught. So this is all about the delay equalizer. In the next lecture, we will see how delay equalization can be found by all pass filters. Thank you.